I'm Lee Anderson, the Reform UK Member of Parliament for Ashfield, and today we've got Charlotte Griffiths, who is the Editor-at-Large for the Mail on Sunday. That's a mouthful, isn't it? And he's back, Matthew Torbitt. Matthew, I've been told that you're far too nice to be our left in the corner. You need to show a little bit more anger, but thank you for being a good sport and being our left in the corner. But guys, this week, Angela Rayner, I think she's making a bit of a power play. She keeps telling everybody that will listen to her that she's not interested in becoming PM, but we know she was instrumental in the sort of reversal on the welfare bill. She's sat there with a pretty smug look on her face. Charlotte, is she got the knives out? Is she going to plunge them deep into the back of Sir Keir Starmer?
She's the chief mean girl, isn't she? She was so pleased with the state of Rachel Reeves. She's on manoeuvres. You can just tell, you can see it in her face. She was smug. She was very pleased with her own power and what she'd managed to achieve. But then she goes on Lorraine and goes, oh no, I would never want to be Prime Minister because it would age me too much. My theory is it wouldn't actually age her because the ones who are ages, like Rachel Reeves, are the ones who are a little bit nice. Listen, I don't agree with Rachel's policies, but you know the ones that have, they have a slightly thinner skin?
Yeah.
She has got the thickest skin. It won't age her a day to be Prime Minister. She's looking forward to it, and everything she said on Lorraine, I don't believe.
Matthew, is Angela Rayner making a play to be the next PM?
No.
Ooh, controversy.
Angela has never wanted it, and I mean that wholeheartedly. This is not me doing a let's smooth it over for Angela. I have spoke to Angela about this before. Other people have. I know people that spoke to her pre-election. She can't think of anything worse than having zero privacy. There's very little that she gets now. And the thing that's most important to Angela is her kids. She doesn't see the kids at the minute because of being Deputy Prime Minister. And it only really dawned on her when we were going to win that this was going to be the case. So I think it's not something she'd caught. Would she mind it if Keir Starmer ended up going a different way and she's ideally placed as the deputy to even take over temporarily? Probably not. And in a way, regardless of politics, it'd be a hell of a story to come from single mum from a council estate to end up being Prime Minister. I think that maybe says that social mobility is still alive.
It's a hell of a story, Charlotte, but not. I don't think people are looking forward to that.
Oh, it will be dreadful. It'll be a fate worse than death if Angela takes over. The unions will take power. It'll be a disaster. But also, it's very interesting that you said her reasons that she gave you very different from the ones she gave Lorraine. You know, the reasons are always different, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's seeing my kids. Let's face it, she really wants to be the first female Labour Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Of course she does, or leader even. And, you know, who can say no once you've got a thirst for power? She's got a taste for power now. She's been very successful in the welfare U-turn. You know, that was her manoeuvring behind the scenes.
Exactly.
She's going to have a thirst for it now. She's going to want to keep going.
Even though, Matthew, if Angela wanted to be PM with every fibre in her body, she wouldn't admit it, would she?
It's not a good look when there's already a sitting Prime Minister. If there isn't a vacancy, yes, you'd be wise to say, no, I'm not. And we've always had this with people. I think the public would appreciate, she probably can't do it politically, but if somebody wants to be, just say, yeah, I'd love to be Prime Minister. I'd love to change the country. I'd love to do this, that and the other. I think the thing with Angela is, she's a team player. She got stuff over the line the other week. She's a trade unionist. Like, this is what she does. This is what she's very good at. And a lot of people have said she's finished right at the beginning of this term. She's shown that she's got a lot of fight and she's still sticking around. In fact, she's in a much better place than much of the cabinet. I think what it is those around Angela would like her to be Prime Minister because they would like to be pulling the strings, but I don't think it's her necessarily.
Is she being pushed into it, do you think, Charlotte?
By the unions?
By the unions, by some of her backbench colleagues?
Encouraged, goaded and sort of, probably. And I think she probably reacts quite well to that kind of thing, actually. Yeah. And she probably would go with the flow, I can see that. But I also think she has a genuine kind of mean girl spirit about her. You know, I think you saw her on that bench next to Rachel Reeves. She was actually enjoying the pain, I thought. Yeah. You know, she wasn't offering comfort. The idea that she's a team player, by the way, I mean, did she stroke her colleague's shoulder, give her a warm, sympathetic look? No, she was smug, she was grinning.
In my opinion, there's two types of female Labour MP. There's a type that would say hello Lee in the corridor as you pass them at the back of the chamber, and that's Rachel Reeves and a few of the others. Then there's the other type that will walk straight past you and not even look at you, and that is Angela Rayner. That's the sort of difference we're talking about, Matthew.
Yeah, I think the Rachel Reeves stuff, I'll be astounded if many of them realise she was crying. because you're all sat next to her. If she's 2 down from you, I'm not looking at her, I'm looking at the Tories. It's parliamentary theatre. You're goading them, you're laughing at them, you're heckling them. I think Keir sat next to her may or may not have picked up on it, but ultimately you've got to be focused on the job in hand, which is trying to get the point across.
The Keir, Charlotte, he gets wound up before he goes in the chamber. He knows about 3 phrases, fix the foundations, £22 billion black hole, and 14 years in power. That's all he says when he answers every single question. The man's a robot, he's boring, and Angela, in my opinion, is ready to seize her moment.
Yeah, I think so. I do agree. I mean, I think you're right. He's completely robotic. I don't think he probably did realise Rachel was crying, but Angela's there behind him, right next to Rachel. She would have been able to feel that kind of energy and see the posture. She, Rachel's really slumped down. And instead of offering her sympathy or warmth, she kind of looked very abrasive. And to me, that's the look of somebody who's won a little sort of battle behind the scenes and is gearing up for a leadership of her own.
So you're defending Angela quite a bit here, Matthew, but on a human level, I mean, what Charlotte says, I sort of sympathise with that if it's a personal problem, a family problem, why she's upset in the chamber, then quite frankly, Sir Keir Starmer shouldn't have her in there. She should be out in her office doing some work or taking a bit of time off. But for her to sit there and break down and him not even really notice, that says a lot about the man to me.
I think he should have dealt with it quicker than what he did compared to last night. And I think the problem is if she didn't go in, after the night before, it becomes, oh, there's a rift, and why, is it really a personal issue?
Yeah.
The question doesn't go away, so I don't think they could have won in a way.
But let's talk about the welfare bill, because she has had a bit of a bruising this week as Rachel Reeves. I mean, the bill now is totally unrecognisable from the bill that was presented to Parliament originally. Nothing in there, it's not saving any money. I mean, what is he playing at?
Keir?
Yeah.
He's got no authority, has he? This is where we're at.
Oh.
I always said that a large PLP doesn't always make for a happy PLP. And I think once backbenchers, I thought it would come next year. It's come a little bit earlier, possibly because of Runcorn.
Yeah.
When they realise that their seat may be gone in 4 years, and it's actually maybe the leadership's fault and some of the decisions they're making, they may find their voices, which I think is what's happened.
Well, a lot of these red wallers, a lot of these seats, Sean, have gone back to the red wall. And quite frankly, I'm looking at these seats now, and they are one-termers.
Yeah, they'll be gone. They'll be hoping, for Angela Rayner to succeed, won't they, as well?
But how can she succeed? How can somebody like Angela Rayner succeed in a red wall area that's gone Brexit, that's gone, they voted for the Brexit party in the European elections, then voted Tory in 2019, and we're seeing in these council elections now, they're all voting for reform.
Yeah.
So how can Angela Rayner get those reform voters back?
Can she try and play up to the fact she's a sort of good northern lass? She has shown a little bit of interest in the boats. I mean, which more than Keir Starmer, who's completely and utterly failed on that front. I mean, that could be an avenue for her to pursue.
Boats, the small boats. Will Angela Rayner solve the small boats issue, Matthew?
Yeah, the thing I'd always heard about Angela behind closed doors is that she's more small C conservative on cultural issues such as immigration and others than her public persona may show. So I'd like to think so. I also think as someone that negotiates and has done as a trade unionist for years, you'd be a bit of a pragmatist, and you might. Is there somebody better that could get the French over the line to get them to do?
Well, that's the question, Sean. Is there somebody better than Angela Rayner?
Well, she is tough as old boots, and she's not going to just parrot out the same line, smash the gang, smash the gangs. One thing I actually quite like about Rayner, which you've proved, is that she can tell a barefaced lie instead of just parrot out the same robotic line. So she will actually, go on Lorraine and say, oh, I have no interest in being the Prime Minister. She changes her story, as you've proved, every 5 minutes. It would be nice to see somebody who could actually it creates some different rhetoric, not just say smash the gangs over and over again, be tough as old boots and, get the public behind her, even if it means sort of spouting a barefaced lie.
I noticed a few weeks back, Matthew, when she did her first PMQs, when I think Starmer was at one of these meetings abroad, I forget where he was, but I noticed she'd reduced the volume, her tone was a lot tamer, and she looked a lot better than Starmer at the dispatch box. I mean, she was still, I think, pretty awful, but she looked a hell of a lot better than Sir Keir Starmer.
Well, that's not hard, is it? I've seen flat pack laminate flooring look less wooden than Keir Starmer. And I think because she's able to do what Keir can't do, which is she can think on her feet a little bit. She's used to them little one-liners and whatnot, and that's what you sort of need for that element of parliamentary theatre. He's not very good at that.